Hello, Judy here from Thistledew Creations. I just finished up my video where I made the autumn leaf napkin pouches, and I had a happy accident when I was doing that video. I was inking up one of these leaves and it made a cool design on the paper. So once the video was finished, I completed this blank section of the page I was inking on, and I was really, really pleased with the results of it. So I thought I would just show you how I did it. And I've had this sort of thought before of when I'm inking on a blank piece of paper and I get a cool pattern, I was saving them to maybe do a collage of inked shadows. I don't even know where I put them. I've got a couple of them started. One with colors and one with black, I think, or brown. But I just did this in the video to darken up the leaf is what I did. And then I went, oh, and then before I realized it, I had moved it a few times and got this really neat kind of gradient pattern. And when like I say, when I stopped the video because it was finished, I finished up that page and I thought, oh, that's too cool. I got to share that. So here I am, just going to do some of this for you. I'll probably do this whole paper just so that I can then use it. And then when I get a white spot, what I did over here was when I saw that there was a white spot, I put it, near the tip of a leaf, and then that gets rid of the white spot. And just keep moving the leaf around rather randomly. Can go in all different directions. You don't even know that it was a leaf necessarily when you're done. I suppose you could leave a couple or three in the center of the page that are sort of undisturbed. But I just thought that this was looking so neat. I suppose you could do it with any shape. This just happens to have nice fluid curves, the odd point, but nothing too pointy. And I suppose too, if you did it with, you could do fall colors and have it going from red to orange to brown. Even some green in the mix would be nice. So maybe what I'll do is get out some colored inks next and try it. See how long this takes me to get this page done. So this is just a scrap piece of paper from work. There's actually a little bit of, actually it's not from work, it's from my bookkeeping, my home bookkeeping, my home business bookkeeping. I was doing that yesterday, and there's always a couple of pages that it just prints a couple of little things and you don't need them. So I just use them for inking on or gluing on. And then today I inked on them and had a happy creative accident. A bit of water on the edge of the page there. Where that's coming from, I guess from my napkin play. really like this technique. Again, I'm going to ask, and I hope that you guys will answer, have you ever seen anyone do this before? I am just playing and discovering things, and I'm just wondering if I'm really the first one to ever do it or not. So I'm not digging for, oh, you're so special. I'm just curious as to whether it is a unique idea or if you've seen this on someone else's channel. I mean, there's hardly any new ideas anymore, so I'm just wondering if this is one or not. Worth feeling like I've got a feather in my cap or not. So there's my page. I got a little bit of water on it up there, but I really love that. And I mean, there's just so many possibilities with the color variations. Now that's just one color. That's Ground Espresso Archival Ranger Tim Holtz Archival ink. So what would happen if I grabbed my color box? My colors are Bold Brights. But let's just see what they do. If I did yellow, actually I do have a darker red. I'd have to start with the yellow. I do have a rich red, a couple of rich reds. And the orange, I just have the one orange. Pink. And I don't have a, I don't have a really earthy green. That was one thing that I'm gonna treat myself to, is an earthy green ink. I've been buying them just at the dollar store. Other than the first batch that I did buy at the archivals. I have a teal. Maybe the teal would work as an accent instead of a moss. That would be my preference. I do like moss green with the fall stuff, but the greens that I have are mostly, yeah, there's my teal. So the teal and the rich red and the orange might just be a great combination. And I could always go, if I do my orange first, let's do this. Let's do our orange first. I'm gonna get a clean leaf. Actually, I'll grab a green one because I don't really care too much for this green. And just see what this inking process does to that too. I'm gonna have to do my nails tonight. I'm going to start, and I also said the idea of leaving a couple. Maybe what I'll do here is do 3 spots with red. This is all forming in my brain as we speak. Oh my goodness, this is fun. Okay. I'm going to do a big area, so I'm going to use my big brush. I hate to put red on this, but let's just see what happens here. Trying to kind of blend it a bit. Get those little dots from this thing. I don't really want them, but I don't know how to avoid them other than starting off the page, but I want this in the middle of the page, so I can't. I think this ink seems to dry pretty quick, so you don't have a chance to blend them out. Kind of got to go with it. So let's start with that much red, and then I'm going to switch to the orange. And I'm going to do, actually no, I'm going to do my blue next, because I've got a picture forming in my head where it's a red leaf tinted around with teal. And see, what I'm getting is also I'm making this leaf a different color in the process. Trying not to move it here, but I want to get all the way around it. A fairly good blue outline of it is what I'm trying to achieve here. That's why I'm trying not to move it. I'm just going to have to get my finger. It's almost going to give me a pink leaf compared to this blue. Yeah, it's looking kind of pink, isn't it? And then I'm going to put another one down here. I think I'm going to be sorry that I didn't put this on better paper. It's okay, I can always do more. I just hope it turns out well enough to make a good video for you. Because I did not plan to do this. I only intended to do this. I think you guys are going to have to learn that when you come to watch one of my videos, it pays to stay to the end for the ideas and hopefully for the outcomes. It's a little inky. Okay, and then a third one. See how it was important to do that red first to get so that they're just not white. And maybe that's the key too, is to do this on a colored paper, for instance. You could do it on a variegated paper, like tie-dye paper with a certain shape. I mean, I think the leaf idea is neat. It doesn't have to be leaves. Okay, and then I'm going to do some more red splotches in the corners. Ooh, that one's really dotty. And then I'm going to fill in between that with some orange. And this is just only orange, Stampin' Up. The red is just one from the Dollar Tree. So hopefully this will be a good color with this red, because this red is more of a pink. I just know that orange and teal are very complementary. And then the red and the orange is going to give me like almost a coral effect. I want to go off the edge, so I'll do this. Get right to the edge of the page. If I could do this without those splotches, I think I would like it better. So maybe that's where the idea of course, I'm doing my own background here with the different color. And then what I'm thinking I'm going to do is do the same technique that I just did with the brown, but do it with the teal all over the outside and leave those three alone, like leave them showing the red. I just wish it was deeper. I think it's the deepest red ink that I have. And I do like what it did to that leaf. I have to do the interior of it a bit. I'm surprising myself with some of the techniques that I'm doing because I've been watching YouTube videos. And so I would really encourage anyone who's not sure what to do next to just watch some YouTube videos and find something that you think looks like fun or that you like the outcome of and just try it. Try it, you'll like it. It's hard if you don't have all the supplies, but you can't have all the supplies all at once unless you go in debt for it, and that's no fun. So like I say, I did splurge on vintage photo, ground espresso, black and gray, a set of 4 minis. And now that I know that I do use them, and you know, now I can't live without them kind of thing, I will go and I will invest in the big ones, but I'm going to kind of use these up. And then once I've kind of used these till they're dried up, I will buy a refill as well for them. And then I'll put these little minis into my traveling kit. So I don't have to worry when I have to go to my dad's overnight or something. I can just grab my travel bag for crafting and I know that I've got all the basics in it. So I have doubles of just about everything else at this point. And I put a little bag of scraps and stuff like that. So what I want to do is get some projects together to put in there. The last time I went and stayed overnight with him was at Easter, and I took the stuff to do my paper ruffles. I did paper ruffles while we watched TV together. So it would need to be projects that I can do kind of in front of the TV with him, usually. He's going to have knee surgery, so well, we're hoping he's going to have knee surgery, and so I'll need some projects like that figured out. I think it's going to be this winter, so it might end up being some Christmassy projects, or it might end up being some projects for spring, so I can do them and have them done up ahead. So there's my orange and my red kind of mixed as the background. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the blue again. And like I said, I'm going to do that effect that I did before. It's a little different with these than with the dauber, but I think I'm going to get a very similar effect. not going to leave it this time. Just want those red ones to be kind of, what would I say? Unmarred. I want to go this direction. So that's given me, because the other ink's underneath it, it's changing the color of the teal, which is really interesting. Go this way. Let's have some ink on there. Trying to keep it looking rather random. Just like I was trying to cover the white before, now I'm trying to make sure that these pinks and oranges have a little bit of the teal over them so they're not so brilliant. Do a little bit more right there. Isn't that pretty? And you get that effect that they're leaves, but not as perfect as those ones. It's like psychedelic autumn. Do this, and then I'm going to do this. And even though that's already blue, I'm doing it again so that I'm hopefully getting like a darker line there of the blue right here. Building it up. When I was at the dollar store today, I picked up rubber gloves for inking so that I wouldn't get ink all over my fingernails. I'm never going to use them. I thought maybe I would, if I really did need to save my manicure for the next day or something, like if I have to work the next day and I don't have time to do my nails, I thought I could even just snip the fingertips out and just put them on my fingers, not wear the glove, just while I'm inking. And then I can go over that with the blue too, but I'm liking this a lot. Do another little line there. See, I did get a little bit of a darker line there as well. Just like I did there. I love that. I said the other day in another video that I do like non-standard or non-traditional, I guess, colors for Christmas and Halloween. And I guess I like non-traditional for autumn too. These are a little brighter. For me, the teal works, and I've been struggling to find a background for some pumpkins that I have, and I just realized earlier that I was looking for some fabric, that I've got some teal blue velvet, which will make a gorgeous background for some pumpkins. I've been kind of thinking in terms of black and orange and purple, but not thinking of the teal, and I don't know why, because it's my favorite color these days. Gosh, I'm glad I had that happy accident of noticing how that looked and deciding to play with it. So this teal, it was just out of a Dollarama kit. It was a stamp. I don't remember which one, maybe the bird cage. I got one that was a bird cage, and I think it had a bird. And it was like a 3 or 4 layer stamp, and it came with 3 different colors. I think it was 3 layer, and it came with 3 colors of ink. I think it was before I started doing haul videos. So it won't be a video for me to send you to, but one of these days I will do some and show you. I have been playing with inks for Halloween stuff, so there will be some ink stuff coming up for Halloween. This is more, to me, more autumn than Halloween, obviously. It's not spooky at all, although you could do quite a spooky design here with purples and grays and blacks with this technique, and maybe an outline of a bat instead of a leaf, you know, or a witch. If I had someone that would cut me some die cuts in a very durable, either plastic or plastic would work the best probably, or vellum. Any of the people that normally trade with me, if you're watching, you know what I need. This one I'm going to overlap like this. I haven't done that much. What do you think? You liking it? Kind of brings to mind the Aurora Borealis too. Could do some really cool designs like that. I think I'm going to have to, I'm not going to buy a lot of new supplies between now and the new year, but I think I'm going to have to go on Amazon and make my wish list. Make it easy for my boys to buy me the things that I won't buy myself. Ryan usually waits till about the week before. He used to wait till Christmas Eve every year when he would go shopping in person. And then he would go out on Christmas Eve and say he was going to do all my Christmas shopping in one day and end up stopping in at people's places instead to visit. Then I would just sort of get a few things from Walmart and the Dollar Tree, which was fine, you know, being the mom. He usually bought me something special too, but, you know, stuffing my own stocking was no fun. But now he has learned how to shop on Amazon. So the last few years, I think he started it in 2020 because he couldn't go out and shop. So he just places his Amazon order, and I had a wish list. He bought everything in my wish list one year, and I had 2 different buffalo check couch throws, sofa throws, on my list, and he bought them both. He didn't even look at the list. He just bought everything on the list. So last year when I made my list, I made sure that I didn't have duplicates, and I made sure that I didn't have anything that was like a wish that I knew I should not be granted, like something that was really too expensive. Just things I know I wanted and needed. So, oh my Lord, I'm loving this. Now, the only other thing that I could see that someone who was talented could do, and I might be able to manage it, is to draw in some lines. So maybe if I had a stencil that was just right, or if I just took my time, I could probably do that. I don't think I could use one of these as a stamp. They're not that detailed, because I would get ink in more places than just the vein lines. But I could go in, if I had the right color teal marker, and just draw some in, or maybe use some watercolor and keep them kind of wispy. And it wouldn't even need to be teal. It could be red, couldn't it? Yeah, it could be red, because it should be dark red in those pinkish areas. So let me know what you think of this technique, and if you're going to try it. It's as simple as having a shape that you like, that's recognizable or not. It doesn't really have to be recognizable. You can't tell that those are leaves, really. You can here because you've got the focal points, but oh my goodness, I love that. I hope you like it too. Shouldn't get so excited, but that's just the crafter, you know. You discover something that you think is your own, and you just like it. You can't help it. So thanks for watching. Again, if you watched to the end, thanks very much. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Most of all, have a great day. Go jump in the leaves.